you're back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. K. Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes. And as you heard us say earlier in the show, I felt like I need to be on the shore. Don't you? It's too cold. But earlier in the show, Betsy got a chance to catch up and interview my son, CJ Solar, when he was in town playing Home for the Holidays. So I can't wait, since I wasn't there, to find out what she asked him. So we're going to run that interview right now. So y'all are going to find out with me.
And we're so glad that we could have a few minutes with Baton Rouge's own CJ Solar. He's one of my favorite singer-songwriters. I don't just say that because his mom is my co-host, Dr. K. Solar, but I truly do love his music. I love his lyrics. I just love watching the career progression since we've known each other for about 8 years.
I know, it's crazy.
And I just love the good things that are happening to you, and good things happen to good people.
Well, I'm excited to be back and playing, and thanks for having me.
Yeah. So when you and your mom started the Homeboys for the Holidays, it was just boys, and it's been Home for the Holidays, and it's been boys and girls, and it's morphed over 12 years. But this is the 12th annual show at the Manship. It's sold out. It's always grown, and it's the opportunity when you and other Baton Rouge and Louisiana-based musicians get to come home and play with your families in the audience.
Yeah.
You know, for all the years they listened to you when you couldn't play well, and then now for all the musicians that do really well.
Now they get to pay a little money to come and
That's right.
But no, it's awesome. Yeah, I mean, that's what it's all about, you know. For a lot of friends and family, you know, we have some non-family that have turned friends through music, because you know, music's just so great about bringing people together, and there's such a awesome music community, as we were talking about the other day, in Louisiana, that a lot of people are supportive of, which is cool. So this is a good opportunity for people who like what we do to come hear the new songs, stuff we've been working on all year. I've got a record coming out next year, so I'm going to be playing a good bit of those songs from that, as well as some of the songs I've written for other people, and so a lot of fun to get to do that every year.
So Some Girls this year was very successful.
Yeah.
So tell us how you got together with that particular artist, and then you wrote the song, and then they held the song.
Yes.
They put it on hold, and then how long was it from when you wrote the song to when that was recorded? Because that was a big hit this year.
So Jameson Rogers had that out, and it's crazy. Me, Jake Mitchell, and Michael Hardy wrote that song together a couple of years ago, and it was held by a couple other artists around town, and it just kind of slipped through the cracks. And our buddy Jameson Rogers was in our little friend hangout group. You know, we'd have little parties at each other's houses and just hang out, and we'd play pass the guitar around at those, and that was one of the ones that we had just written that we thought was cool. And he had been like, man, if I cut a project, I kind of want, and nobody else gets it, I want that song. So he ended up cutting the song. It helped him get a record deal with Sony, and then
that's so huge.
And then whenever they decided to put it out as the first single, so it was his first single when he got his record deal on Sony, and was a big hit for him, which is really cool. And it's cool getting to see him post videos every night of him out playing the song live, and people tagging it and singing along. It's super cool to get to be a part of that. And I had a similar experience with Morgan Wallen with Up Down, about 3 years ago, with that being his first number one, and kind of the song that helped break him as well. So super cool to get to be a part of that, and was extra special with Jameson just because we've been friends for a while, and I co-wrote the song with two of my best buds that I've been writing with for a long time, Michael and Jake. So yeah, super cool.
That is super cool. And so it's just really neat how you have met probably every Louisiana musician that's come through Nashville one way or another. 6 degrees of separation, unless you're from Louisiana, it's like 1.5 degrees. Everybody's related somehow and connected somehow.
Sure.
But you've really become so rooted in the singer-songwriter community. And, I mean, how many years ago now? I guess it would be the 8th, had we not had COVID, 7th or 8th of the 3rd Street Songwriters Festival, bringing together local Louisiana singer-songwriters.
Totally.
When you started that, when you and your mom got together with that, and 125 singer-songwriters, but then other people from other states started coming, and now there's about 9 singer-songwriter festivals in Louisiana where there wasn't one. 3rd Street was the first one.
Which is really cool.
You know, and so you're kind of doing that on a daily basis. For us, it's a big deal to do it here. You know, to do a singer-songwriter showcase of all the, but even though there's a ton of talent here, we don't get the same level and volume of talent that there is in Nashville.
Of course, yeah. I mean, being a music hub, that's just you know, the bulk of the music business is really in Nashville or LA now. Even New York has kind of gone way down, just with a lot of the New York people either moving to Nashville or LA. So that's the main 2 towns, and obviously country music and Americana music and a lot of, you know, I mean, there's even pop. You know, there's a lot of music being in Nashville that's not just country, but just being a major music hub, you kind of have to move there if you're wanting to get in with labels, get in with publishing companies. Obviously, if you're writing and singing your own music and releasing it and touring, you can do that. You can do that from Louisiana, and there's so many good people obviously doing that. But there's a lot of people who just need, you know, you need that help from major publishers, like obviously me writing songs for other people. That's really hard to do if you're not attached to a major publishing company and writing for them. And there's a guy named Jim McCormick who is a good buddy. He's played all of our shows before, who splits his time between New Orleans and Nashville. And my buddy Blake Griffith, who's written songs for Tim McGraw, who lives in Grand Cane up by Shreveport, and just makes trips to Nashville. So it's obviously possible, but they're still, even though they're based here, they still make trips to Nashville. So it's just, but as we were talking about it with David the other day, there's just so much talent down here, and guys that I, you know, when I was in middle school and high school and playing music and getting to see Kirk Kohler and Chris LeBlanc, and I mean, when I was in middle school, I think we opened for Mark Broussard, who was, you know, back and forth from Nashville.
I'm a huge Mark Broussard.
Oh, so amazing, and you know, and just a few of the guys had a big influence on me growing up that are just so talented, from here, based here.
Good souls.
Yeah, just great people, and the soulfulness shows in their music too.
Yes.
And you know, that really inspired me a ton as a kid, and I still love coming back. And I'll bring guys from Nashville down here for the Songwriter Festival, and they'll see guys like Chris, and you know, and other local cats playing, and they're like, "Damn, these guys are amazing." I'm like, "I know, dude. There's people down here who are you know, next level that would, even in Nashville, would be cream of the crop up there too." So it's really cool getting to come back and expose Nashville people to them, expose them to Nashville people, and just, you know, because it's all about, you know, collaborating and helping each other out, and you know, being inspired by other talent. That's huge too. So it's cool, kind of trying to, you know, bridge this to that. So it's pretty cool.
Well, I'm never going to have enough time with you because you're always busy. But we do want you to play a little something for us. We just have about a minute or two.
Sure. Yeah,
and then what we need to do is have people follow you for your concert schedule, because you're opening up for.
Oh yeah.
Throw out a few of the people that you're going to be playing with.
I mean, this year, I was mentioning that we got some dates with Molly Hatchet coming up. But we're going to be doing a Tin Roof tour, which will be headlining. So we'll be headlining through January and February, all of those dates. And then, I don't know, all kinds of random stuff that we got going on, that fairs and festivals, all that good stuff. But yeah, I'd be happy to
play a little something new if you like.
Play a little something new. Okay, let me. Up in the morning with the yearning for more than what I had last night. I still feel the rush running, but it ain't enough to keep me flying.
I hit that come down, all I want is to start over. I get close, but I want you close every time. It's all I can think about lately is getting high. I get crazy, I get hazy when you're on my mind. All I can think about, baby, is loving you. Taste those lips, fingertips on my skin. You're every feeling I can find. All I can think about lately is getting high.
I love it. I love
Nice little
it.
piece.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, well, thanks for having me.
Well, thank you, CJ Solar. We look forward to following your career even more and cheering you on and downloading your EPs and all that stuff. So make sure you follow CJ Solar. And thank you so much. And we look forward to seeing you in
Appreciate all the
Nashville.
support. Thank you. Betsy.
Always. That was so much fun. And I got to say, I love your boy.
Well, thank you, so much.
Not
I
just
do
because
too.
not just because he's yours, but individually, he is a sweet-hearted, so talented, but a sweet-hearted
Thank you.
person. And I love to talk to somebody who's passionate about what they do, but they care about how other people feel and give credit to the people like Chris LeBlanc and Kirk Holder and other people that shaped him through junior high, high school in his musical career.
You know, and I tell you, being from a great musical town, that really is something that molded him. And you know, I know he talked about it with you in the interview, but growing up, I mean, he had the best guitar teacher ever, Stan Campbell, who taught almost anybody in town who has played guitar. And, you know, he just thought the world of Stan, but he loved going and seeing the other musicians like Chris LeBlanc when
We
he
love
was-
some Chris LeBlanc.
when he was probably 12 years old, maybe. I think the twins were 10. Chris saw them play, and he said, my people would like y'all. And he invited the boys to open a private blues event that he was doing at Phil Brady's. They thought, this is the best thing ever, because everybody's like watching us. They're not eating while they're listening to the music in the background. They were watching them. And Chris's big bass amps, I'm just saying, Cody's jeans were just like moving in the wind. And they were like, this is awesome.
They made it at Phil Brady's.
But also, Kirk Holder, one time we went to see Kirk, and I know CJ was like on his phone, and we're like, what are you doing? He was typing in the songs that Kirk played that he loved and wanted to go home and learn. So
Yeah.
he wasn't fiddling on his phone. He was taking notes. And you know,
CJ's only how old now?
CJ is 29.
Okay, so this has been a lifelong thing, this passion he had for music. So I would encourage you, if you have a child that has a passion for music, you just never do know. This might end up being their career and it might bless them and other people. But the people that, I mean, I was so impressed, even though I already know these guys, but I was so impressed with CJ and with David Bournet and with Red Anthony Glenmeyer talking about Chris LeBlanc and other people that are local musicians that had always made them feel so special and important that they too could be in front of an audience and play music for a living.
Well, it's a great supportive community, and when you're a young child and you're watching somebody and you
And they
want
notice
to,
you.
and you want to
Yeah.
do what they do, and they're great role models for you in their music and stuff, and they're very supportive. I mean, not everybody would have asked, like, you know, some 12-year-olds to, like, you know, open up for them, but it just literally, they will talk about it as being one of their highlights when they were kids, you know, doing that. And, you know, I remember too, I mean, just showing the support and making them feel good. When Chris did see them the first time, they were sitting in with CJ's guitar teacher, Stan, when Sullivan's would do a family night in their thing. And you could come in there, and they had a house band, and CJ's teacher played in it. And Chris had just come in from break, and he was the guest singer that night, and he heard them. And he threw little dollar bills up on the floor for them. And they were scrounging around. I mean, they thought, that is so great, But, the accolades from, people and just being supportive. And I think it's a really big supportive music community. And all of those things, having those role models really, really do make you who you are.
And that's important
and
for
they
parents
make your
to find role models in whatever their kid is interested in, whatever it is. And I think that is, like the thrill your kids had. You're like, they're being rewarded for all the hours they spent alone in their room trying to figure out how to play this song.
Right.
And now they're getting applause for it.
Yeah. And
other than you and your husband.
That's right. And I say when they were growing up and people would come in my house, I'd be like, they look at the living room and say, yeah, we got a piano over here, a drum set, we got microphones in the ficus trees, and that was the living room. But it was a great thing, growing up, and
but your other two sons are not in the music industry. Share what Mac and Cody are doing. Because if you're from Baton Rouge, you might have already met them and know them.
Yeah, so they had the band, the Solar Heat, when they were growing up, and CJ's the only one that wanted to pursue it as a career, and I think that it's like riding a bike. Hopefully they can pick up their instruments and, they still have them and they can play. But Cody is a physical therapist with Morrow Physical Therapy here in town, and Mac moved to Denver. I'm going to have to start visiting there more, too.
I'll go with you.
And he is doing research. He has his master's, and he's doing research at the University of Colorado.
Well, they say that music helps you with science and math skills.
That's what we always told them.
Yeah. Well, and they've done well with it. And so if you have a child that is interested in music or any of the arts, we highly recommend that you seek out those people that could mentor them and help them. And so we're really looking forward to next week's show. We're going to have Alyssa Trosclair with Amend. We're going to be talking a little bit about our New Year's resolutions, and I'm going to interview Alex Smith and Dr. Curtis Solar.
Wow. It sounds like a great lineup. So make sure y'all tune in then, too. And always, if you're going to rock it, make sure you rock it right. Woo!
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rock It Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, City Group Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little, Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival, Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron McMorris, LouisianaIsATrip.com, Take One. Thank you for making our show possible.